Yo, it's Sheedums here. We got 5 anti-vaxxers versus 2 fakes. Odd one out. Let's see. I'm gonna make a guess when they show the candidates on who's the 2 fakes.
I'm anti-vaccine.
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 Okay. Okay. I like the intro. It's a nice intro. Anti-vaxxers. Alright. Off rip. Let's see. Let me pause real quick. Alright. Off rip. I believe, just by the looks, I'm going to say, just off looks, not hearing nothing. This nigga. Oh, no, we're finding 2 people that are that they have been vaccinated. Okay. All right, the people that have been vaccinated, I think it's her. Nah, she fits the types of people that are anti-vaccine. No cap. I think this nigga, this guy right here, and this, I feel like she got vaccines too, bro. Her and him. Nah, her, she definitely got vaccines. Like, just, she has to. And her. They fit the type of people that would get vaccines. Alright, locked in.
They haven't been vaccinated either, and that's all vaccines.
The whole COVID pandemic kind of woke me up.
Feels like discrimination.
Plandemic. Hilarious.
Vax, or I haven't been vaccinated.
I'm a pharmacist, and when they put in with the COVID vaccination, I just felt really uncomfortable. It's just made me open my
that's
eyes.
actually a red
I
flag
think
for
vaccines
pharmacists.
and how much we don't discuss them in the medical community.
My anti is toward COVID vaccines. Actually, truth be told, the rapid test we just took was the first COVID test I've ever taken. I refused to take a COVID test. The vaccine was pushed so that they could rig the election, and that's personally my belief.
So you think the election was rigged?
I believe it was, yes.
Growing up, I got my vaccines.
If you really think the election was rigged, that's nuts.
The media censorship was.
Because that means that every election was rigged. Why would it just be that singular one?
Ourselves better than going into a doctor who only sees.
You know what I'm saying? So that means Trump was rigged, Obama was rigged, Bush was rigged. Who was before Bush? Clinton, I think.
Of the vaccine mandate.
Clinton, and then
The rest of the chain.
Bush Senior, and
I
then
actually have a family member that does
Reagan, Nixon, Ford, all them niggas.
And since then, they
Or Ford,
So
then
you
Nixon.
willingly didn't, like,
You know,
ask you
well,
to
they're
leave?
still presidents.
So I used to actually, I started
And
as a
Biden,
teacher in elementary
also
school, and
rigged.
they actually asked me to leave because it was mandated that you had to be vaccinated to be in like a group of kids. So that was really frustrating for me because working with kids is a big passion of mine. And the fact that
I'm
I
not
was
gonna lie. If it wasn't for school, I wouldn't be vaccinated. I never caught COVID.
So that's why I'm
I
very
haven't
passionate
caught
about
COVID,
this.
so
asked to leave
you know, I had my mask. I live in the state of Florida, so you know, the mask mandates were very lenient. So you know, and I had to go to school in New York, so you know, New York they require you to get vaccinated, but never caught COVID, bro. So
They wanted to
what was the
test
point?
me weekly, and I was like, no, like I'm not doing that. And then after kind of going back and forth, they were like, okay, like you're fine.
I wrote Brian because in the waiting room we were joking that his name was Brian and not Ryan, and then
That's okay.
okay.
He was able to get a philosophical exemption, which I had never heard of.
Yeah.
There's no way you could get away with not having a COVID test.
Most people have gone through at least one by now. We've been like 2 years in.
I
Damn.
cannot believe
Sorry about
that I
that.
got voted out
Niggas
first
tired.
round. If anybody is the mole, it's not me, that's for sure.
How has not being vaccinated affected like your guys' personal relationships, like friends and family?
I had to miss a wedding that I was really excited for one of my friends back in Indiana. She ultimately decided to ask everyone to be vaccinated because her grandparents were there, which I completely understood, but it was really heartbreaking to not be a part of that special day with her.
Yeah.
one side of my family refused to see me, so that was kind of disheartening. And I feel like people tie certain political views to my personal idea not to get vaccinated. I'm not a right-wing extremist, which I feel like a lot of people are associating me with. I am not just someone who is not vaccinated. I actually have natural immunity. I have contacted the virus before, and multiple studies have shown that natural immunity.
Okay, so I was right about her.
Longer.
I'm believing her right now.
To contacting COVID again, the right to our own body is the opposite of tyranny that would normally be associated with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Oh wait, no, she's an anti-vaxxer. Wow. So
My
dumb.
ideas aren't like I line up with a Republican or Democrat. For me, it's
Yes.
just we should have the ability to decide what we want to do.
Yeah, and I just think it's scary too when the government starts to say like they're doing this for your own health and their safety, and it's just funny like how all of a sudden the government started caring about your health when they have banned like smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you know, like it just
Give
seems
better
like a lot of
healthcare.
censorship too, like to not be able to like.
Well, just like how that one kid had to use his computer science class or the computer science club to give him a wheelchair, but his health care insurance wouldn't give him a wheelchair.
There's thousands of
Like,
reports.
come on now.
With, like vaccine side effects, and people pretend like that's not a reality.
And I think it's interesting how they care about our health and everything, but they say nothing about nutrition, sunlight,
Vitamin
working out,
D.
going to the gym, getting outside, and being around people that love you and stuff like that. Like that's good for your health. Instead, they lock us in a room with like artificial lighting and paint, and don't get sunlight and don't get to talk to people. Yeah, and then they put a mask on us, which is not healthy at all.
Nico was throwing out a lot of buzzwords. He kept saying pandemic, and I think he said jab. Very much so it looked like he was making a character, and he was really trying to hit all the buttons.
Okay, yeah.
And a lot of those kids, because of the COVID lockdowns, they had never had any social experience for the past 2 years. And to act like that isn't detrimental to their social health, to their mental health.
Yeah, my nephew was born during
I was saying I personally don't
the
think that
pandemic.
it's really anybody
Boy only knows family, don't know strangers.
vaccinated or not, and I don't think
I
that
took him to
should
Target
stop
the other
them
day.
from
That man
certain
was
places, eat certain places,
like in
or
awe.
even enroll my kids in school because they haven't been vaccinated. It's just not. It's not fair, and it's like really nobody's business. It's my health, you know.
You said none of your kids don't have any vaccines, right?
I
How
have-
did that affect
I've never
them,
had-
like getting into school?
Well, they're 3 and 2 months, so they're not old enough yet. But yeah, I haven't been vaccinated either, and it hasn't affected me in any way. When I get sick for like 1 or 2 days, and then I'm done. I'm back healthy, and I only get sick maybe like 2 times a year.
You said that you moved
Yeah.
to California?
Yeah, yesterday.
I'm trying to get out.
Yesterday.
I'm trying to get out of California.
Yeah, no,
so
me
why
too,
did you
yeah.
move to California if it's so hard to go?
For sure, yeah. So lived in Texas for like 10 years. Then I moved to Oregon for school.
Oh, that boy.
And, I got a job offer.
He's vaccinated, bro.
internship here.
If you're moving to California, all the California wants to get out of
all the
California.
mandates and everything I don't like, but I mean it's California. It's kind of like that kind of the dream to come and live here. So
I'm trying
Let's
to figure
cap.
out, I want to go to Texas, man.
yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah,
I'll
be
take your
back
old
soon,
spot.
for
I'll take
sure.
I'll switch the girl in blue for him. So she's vaccinated and Rico's vaccinated.
Went to university
Or
in
Nico's-
Oregon and somehow wasn't required to get vaccinated there.
Why would
Yeah.
someone move from a more conservative area to a liberal area if they were anti-vax?
Yep.
Say hello to Webflow, the world's most powerful all-in-one design platform. Experience the flexibility of HTML, CSS,
Bungalow.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you'd like to continue playing the game, please raise your hand.
Can I ask who everybody voted for in the elections?
I voted for. Oh, you're talking about the actual election?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I voted for Trump. Again, like I'm libertarian. That isn't really my. I'm not a Republican, but he definitely was a better choice over what we have now.
Yeah, I'm libertarian as well, and I actually believe that neither of the candidates were good, and I did not feel comfortable supporting either of them, so I did not vote.
Right. I didn't vote either. I haven't voted in like 2 years.
I haven't voted either. I felt really uncomfortable with just how nasty everything was getting. Everything kept getting more.
Not gonna lie, I felt like Biden was like,
The election came closer and closer.
he's better than Trump. Or he's, you know,
either of them to confidently cast
the
out.
alternative
I get that. I mean,
for
they're both
Trump
really
not
divisive,
basically
but, like,
fit.
You know, the effect
to
it has,
run.
and like seeing especially what's going on now. I mean, we might not like either of the candidates. One of them getting in, and we got to do our best, you know, to get the least of two evils. I think that is important.
I mean, I personally
Yeah.
voted for
Is he
Trump.
missing a hand?
I actually worked on his campaign because I actually do. I don't like everything he says, but I like his policies, and I believe that he allows people to live their lives and doesn't try to get involved with all of your business.
Wait, so you said you worked on his campaign? Did you guys didn't have to get vaccinated for that, or?
So that was a 2016
That was
campaign.
2016, okay.
I don't think he would have required it for the 2021, but I would work to the 2016 one, didn't do anything for the 2020.
Asabi, I wanted to ask you more about your stance because we mentioned earlier that in general you don't feel like it's anyone's business. We kind of touched on autonomy. I wanted to hear more about why you specifically decide not to vaccinate yourself and your children.
So I grew up very religious, I guess you could say, and my belief, like vaccines
Religious.
are like a no-go. Like we don't believe that.
Yeah,
we
she's
should
vaccinated.
Put like poison in our bodies, and
Yeah, she's
like,
vaccinated,
we think
bro.
That we should just handle
Her and that
everything
Nico
in a
guy.
realistic way. So
She was like religion.
Yeah.
Religious reason. Is she thinking about this on the spot?
And 1 Corinthians 2:5 says, you know, our faith shouldn't be trusted in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God.
exactly.
And so for me, it's like that doesn't mean that, like, man,
Talk about exactly.
ultimate wisdom, but like what they try to push up.
Outta
what
here.
you need to do, like that automatically throws red flags for me.
He used a Bible verse for me that was like, okay, he believes in kind of like the same thing I believe in. Biblically speaking, for me, it's like back when, you know, in pharaohs in those days, they were killing babies. And then with the vaccine, it's like, I just don't trust it because you're trying to mandate something that could possibly harm or kill someone. And
As a
just like
pharmacist, I know how much Big Pharma puts money in this
And the left for
constantly.
so long has been, oh, we're against big pharma,
I was
and then
gonna
all of a
say
sudden
that.
they jump
I was
in, and
gonna
it's like
say that.
everyone needs to listen to what Pfizer says. Everyone needs to listen to what Moderna
Yeah.
says.
Like all these news
he said that
people
she
or
was very much
stations,
into the pharmaceutical
they're always sponsored by a medical company. I hate how America's so
Kind of said
pushed
she wasn't very
by a
political,
medical
and
field
I feel like at this point,
or
it
companies.
is kind of a political statement if you are not vaccinated.
If you feel like the mole is still in the box and you'd like to continue playing the game, please raise your hand. You need a majority vote, and since there's just the two of you, instead we're going to ask, can you share your suspicions? Let's air it out and let's have a conversation.
Okay.
I know it was Nico. That's number one.
Yeah.
Just because I think he was throwing out buzzwords, like he
Yeah.
developed the character.
And he also talked about how he didn't have to get the vaccine at first in
Go
Oregon.
to college in Oregon.
I was pretty confident it was Nico. I don't know who the other person would be. I don't suspect anyone else.
I think it was Ryan too, honestly, because Ryan, when he first said, "This is the first COVID test I've ever taken," I trust you.
And plus, if you're in California, they make you test for everything, right?
Very much like you've researched a lot.
Neither of you guys voted also in the election, you said, correct? I
Right.
do find that kind of interesting just because I feel like it is so polarized.
I'm totally with you on that mentality.
It was
but,
polarizing, yeah.
Like just being around a lot of libertarian circles, there are a lot of people, and you guys both kind of said you're libertarian, right?
I honestly don't really have a strong political view, honestly.
Where we
I'm
are
registered
now
as
in the world,
independent now.
It almost is a
The
statement
amount
to
of
be
shit that I was
vaccinated.
getting from
Now
these
it's not just
camp,
like, oh,
from the
wasn't
Democrats,
provided
bro.
information. I wasn't. You can go to
Like
CVS and
mail
get it
in,
for free.
people
You
knocking
are
on my
kind of making a
door and
political
shit.
statement whether
I was
you
like,
it or
yeah,
not if
I'm
you aren't vaccinated.
independent now.
I assume most of us don't agree with the mainstream media or like watch a lot of that because obviously there's a narrative that's pushed there. So I was gonna ask, what type of media outlets do you guys
I
consume?
follow the Daily Wire, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens. Those are probably like the people I listen to the most.
The Daily Wire I've had a little bit of trouble with because Ben Shapiro has really like promoted vaccines.
Yeah, I
do like
I
Candace-
disagree with that part.
I like
yeah.
Candace Owens, but yeah, I don't know. I've kind of gone on and off of Ben Shapiro. But I like Steven Crowder. I like Dr. Robert Malone, Hank Pecker. There's a lot of different streamers and media outlets that I think do
I only know
are
Steven Crowder.
more like you should be able to choose what you want for your own body.
I don't really follow him though.
She worked in the medical field, and that is an area where you do have to typically be vaccinated.
I think being anti-vax is a big political statement, so that looked a little off to me.
Yeah, saying that you're a pharmacist
thought
doesn't
I
help, bro.
had spoken pretty well about my beliefs, so I was
You're a pharmacist. That's like Come on now.
Lights turn red. That means a mole is still in the box and you lose.
It's gonna turn red, bro.
The lights turn green.
It's gonna turn red.
That means you have voted the mole out and you win.
LMAO. I knew it! I knew it! She's in mad hard, yo. I knew it!
No, it's not me. It's you.
It's you.
It's her, bruh. Black chick. I knew it. I knew it was her, bruh. It's her and Nico.
2 moles to step out and reveal them.
Her and Nico.
1, 2, 3.
No! God damn!
I should have known it was Mason.
Going into it, I was like, okay, he and I are in like we have an alliance. Like we're good.
That boy was
He definitely
speaking
told
like he was a
me. Well done, my friend.
anti-vaxxer, bruh.
So I've had a lot of conversations with people just about.
And she's a pharmacist. Of course she had that shit, bruh.
Vaccines, whether or not there should be government mandates, that type of thing. I've heard a lot of opinions on both sides. My goal here was to kind of just be really subtle about it and to kind of just sow doubt in the vaccine, not really take a hard stance for like pandemic or like microchips, that extreme wing, because I don't think anyone really here is on that, spectrum.
Honestly, I said that because I was trying to get some points because I thought like if I say pandemic, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
I actually was a part of the initial movement to vaccinate. I went to nursing homes, put vaccine in arms. A big part of my experience with that is just seeing how much of a toll COVID has taken on my fellow healthcare workers. I have people that work in the ED and see how tragic that is. One of my closest friends actually lost her father to COVID. There's a lot.
Yeah, I know
of
some
data
people that died of
in
COVID,
medicine,
but they didn't have the vaccine out yet,
as a
bro.
person of color and as a woman, I know how much the data is against people like me being treated. But the vaccine is something that I've seen time and time again that I don't typically question. The data just stands for me, so I stand with it.
I really do understand why a lot of people are concerned with how far can government reach and what does that mean for the common people? Where do we draw the line? I think that is genuinely a super important conversation to have.
Most people who are skeptical of the vaccine are.
If niggas don't want to take vaccines, don't let them take vaccines, bro.
Around them, really pushing that idea.
That's them. That's their body, bro.
Think vaccines are important. Don't actually interact with them. They're just kind of stuck in that bubble, and that's not helpful for anybody.
Alright. Sheedums. Subscribe.